Hey everyone, so today's video I'm just going to be talking about the patch notes real quick. It's going to be short because there's not much to talk about. And the two new heroes that are actually being introduced, I want to wait and see them in game before I do a video on them, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow because I believe they'll be in the index by then. So, with that being said, let's just talk about the rest of the patch, okay? So, as I mentioned, there's two new heroes. One is a fire element, and then the other one is a light legendary hero. The fire hero, from on paper, it looks pretty good, and same thing with the light hero. The light hero looks absolutely bonkers, but you never know whenever these new effects, like there's some kind of negative effect that this light hero brings. But again, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to dangle a carrot or anything. uh, Other than that, there is a summon event for Flarence, which is just an absolutely amazing hero. It's going to be this 300% up, and then you can get her at 400 summons guaranteed. But Flarence is just absolutely amazing. I would say she's probably the best all-around PvE hero in the game, and she also has some applications in PvP on the lower tiers of Arena and maybe even RTA. I think she's just an amazing hero, and if you don't have her, man, I would 100% suggest summoning for her on that banner. So she is the banner there. On top of that, they are doing a new round of limited summons, and the people are actually pretty good. So it's going to be the new fire hero, which again we'll be able to see tomorrow. I'll give you my feedback on that tomorrow with tomorrow's video. But other than that, we are getting Poros. So Poros, as you can see, I actually don't have. He's actually really critical to Rift of Chaos Fire. He allows you to clear Rift of Chaos Fire without any booked heroes. It's actually possible. Obviously, it's much easier if you book other heroes, but Poros allows you to do a lot of damage with your main damage dealer. Being able to increase damage by 30% just on his trait with him being in there. And then on top of that, he does bring increased damage taken, which is a huge debuff. So Poros is one of the heroes, and then the other one is Ashlyn. So Ashlyn is a great hero. She's kind of crept down a little bit in the meta just because there's some really fast heroes in the meta which usually go before her. There's also cleansers in the meta, and then on top of that, you always have like Shark Solandre, where putting up negative effects is a bad thing. But Ashlyn is truly a really great character. She's really good in guild versus environment. She's pretty good in guild versus guild. She's still quite solid in in RTA. So I wouldn't say she's a bad pick. If you don't have an Ashlyn, this is a nice banner just because I think the fire hero is worth it. And then on top of that, you possibly could get the Ashlyn. So it's Ashlyn, the new fire hero, and then Poros, like I said. So that is the summoning events. On top of that, there is some kind of Halloween event going on. It just looks like you'll clear adventure, you'll do some kind of no man's land, like your regular day-to-day stuff, and you'll get currency to spend in some kind of marketplace. So it's nice that they have this, for Halloween. It's just one of those things where you're playing the game normally and you probably have a chance to get some light and dark crystals. You have a chance to get, some, maybe a legendary book, some summon stones. So all of that is really good. It's going to be a basic event, but it's definitely nice to have, just for the rewards. So they are also incorporating some bug fixes. The first one is really interesting. I actually didn't even know that this was going on. But heroes like Hyunwoo or anybody that adds these random stats up buffs on themselves or, to the team, apparently what was happening is if you had all of the random stats up, like on your hero, whenever you would go to activate the random stats up again, it wouldn't refresh. It would just stay stagnant, and you were kind of screwed, and then it would fall off. Uh, Again, I didn't even know that that was happening. I don't even know if this is relevant, but they're changing that where if you have all of those buffs up and you were to get it again just randomly, it would refresh to, I guess, on Hyunwoo here for another 2 turns. So I guess that's nice. The other one is they are fixing a bug, which is pretty humorous nowadays to the community because bug fixes tend to just mean nerf in all reality. And I think that is exactly what this is. So Oderic, on his trait, has this... oh, no, sorry, it's not on his trait. Where is it? Stealing... Yeah. So Oderic steals attack on his ultimate ability. Apparently, it was supposed to not be able to surpass 100% of his attack, but it didn't have a limit. So that was a pretty huge oversight. So he was hitting bosses really hard in Guild versus Environment, and obviously he's a menace in any kind of arena setting. But now they're scaling that back. So they are putting a cap on him. Although it's not 100%, it's going to be 300% of his attack. So he's still going to be good. It's just he was absolutely bonkers in Guild versus Environment. I really don't think this has any impact on Arena, to be honest. So I think it's just the nerf to Guild versus Environment, which is obviously a bummer for people who have him and help their guilds push to the higher levels. But I guess it is what it is. Let's see here. Yeah. So the twins, it says here, fixed an issue where Ophelia applied Concerto of Light to Divine Yolanda. Divine Yolanda's second ultimate ability could not prevent the revival of a target. So, let's see there. So this light twin, who I actually think gets overshadowed by the dark twin, but the light twin's absolutely nuts. So on her ultimate, she puts up this Concerto of Light on somebody, and they repeat the ability that they cast, right? So they'll cast it twice. It doesn't matter if it's an ultimate or a basic or a special ability. So apparently, whenever she was doing this Concerto of Light on Divine Yolanda here, on her ultimate, Divine Yolanda's ultimate, if she kills somebody by this, they can't be revived. And the second ultimate ability, when it was going off, apparently the hero could still be revived. So they fixed that, which makes that combo even deadlier. So that's great. And then Cordelia has some kind of bug fix as well. It says fixed an issue where after Cordelia applied Morphed to an enemy and died, an error prompt would be triggered when the enemy was killed in the state of Morphed and revived. So it just brought up some kind of error. So they are fixing that bug. So that's nice because that's always a pain in the butt whenever something just doesn't work within the game. But that's it. Really simple, quick video here talking about the new summons, Halloween event, and then some of those bug fixes. One was a nerf to Oderic. But that's about it, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow whenever we talk about the new heroes. So stay tuned for that. All right. Catch you on the next one. See ya.